very dark out there. But today we're going to be doing something very interesting for you guys. We've done it a couple times. The first 2 times went okay. So this may be the time that it's a train wreck. We're going to do a live episode of Buzzfeed Unsolved. We're going to be revisiting one of our early cases, which was something that was discussed before the big guy here came on the show.
I wasn't even around. I don't know anything about this. I wasn't a fan of the show, as everybody knows. This was a Brent episode, though.
This was a Brent episode.
For that guy.
Before I locked him in a basement.
But
I'm sure, have you...
much like Brent doesn't leave his little room.
Him in his room, Steven living in a golden prison. Video. I have a lot of prisoners. Anyway, should we just get this going?
Yeah!
All right, let's fire that video.
I hope this goes. Look, if this doesn't go smooth.
If this goes, if I make a mistake, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go, whoops, and then I'm gonna rewind it, and we're gonna pretend like it never happened, you know? All right.
A great deal of editing when it comes to our actual shows, so there's gonna be none of that here.
Yeah.
Let's give it a go.
Okay, let's try this.
It did? Oh, you saw the VidCon one. Okay, so.
With hecklers already down here.
Can we get them ejected?
Out. Okay, here we go. All right, this week on Buzzfeed Unsolved, we're reinvestigating Before we get into this, Shane.
Okay, yes.
Do you have anything to say about the Men in Black?
Well, look, man. I just want to say, people still don't seem to understand that I'm totally chill with aliens. They're out there. The thrill of our life was meeting that guy from Ancient Aliens. He pushed me.
Georgia.
That man is like a real-life Indiana Jones. And, he has that like crazy hair. And when he walked into the room, we were like, "Oh, here comes this guy. He's a bit of a cartoon." He walked in, and we were like.
He has an aura to him. He's as amazing as his hair is large.
And all his clothes feel like genuinely weathered. He was like, I was just in Tunisia.
Yeah.
He gave us special little pins.
No, and he did come in with stories of his travels. And we're getting off track.
Sorry.
I mean, he was like, I was just in Egypt giving King Tut a haircut and stuff like that. All right, let's move into the why I'm here. Okay, let's do this. The Men in Black are typically described as wearing black suits, being expressionless, cold, sinister, and in some cases, inhuman. The Men in Black seem to only talk to 2 kinds of people, those who claim to have seen a UFO and those who research UFOs. They present themselves as part of a secret organization, sometimes even producing a white card with a crest and the word security on it. And in some cases, they refer to each other by number rather than name. They threaten and scare people into remaining silent about their UFO encounters and or research. Think of them as the cleaners of the extraterrestrial universe.
Okay.
First section went okay,
Yeah.
right? I'm sure that was not as thrilling live, so I apologize for that. Any thoughts on that first little paragraph?
Well, it was fun to see those old school Buzzfeed Unsolved graphics.
These were the graphics back when I was doing everything on the show myself, and I would funnel into a dark room, and the animations were the result of a madman, which was what I wanted the show to be. That was the vision board for the show.
Did you personally make the little Uncle Fester sort of?
Oh, the Men in Black sketches. I actually think that was Zach Gibson, who was a guy who worked at Buzzfeed. Some Zach Gibson love out there. One person was a guess.
Yeah, because they don't look scared. I mean, I guess if I saw them in real life, I would be scared. I'd be like, what is going on with you?
What do you think about the idea that there is this service out there that's keeping everybody quiet? That doesn't look like Will Smith and
I guess I
Tommy
could
Jones.
buy it back then, because there's, but nowadays, I feel like people would just be live streaming. Like, look at these dudes who showed up, man. Oh shit, dude. Like, let me pinch zoom on his weird Voldemort face. Right? They don't.
Sure.
Like, there's no way they could hack it in today's world.
don't know, man. I think they would still be pretty horrifying. I think you're underestimating the fear that kind of just emanates from these dudes' pores, or I don't know, that weird alien skin. If they're human, that is.
The younger generation, I tweet something, everybody just roasts me. If those guys are going around, younger generations are just, they boom them. They dunk on those weird looking. Do they all look like that? They all just, they're like Blue Man Group? They just kind of.
Yeah, they're like Blue Man Group. I don't know, man. I don't know what their shtick is. If I did, I probably wouldn't be here to talk to you, because I'd probably be face down in a ditch somewhere. So.
They do kind of look like Blue Man Group before they just get dunked, you know?
That's true. I do love Blue Man Group. I've seen them,
Ryan, how many times have you seen Blue?
4 times. I've seen them 4 times. They're great. I love when they play on their funny little PVC pipes. We should probably move on, though.
You like that, because that's all they do.
Okay, well, you know, no need to, whatever.
We're here to talk about true crime.
Yeah, we're here to talk about true crime, not inventive ways to experiment with sound. So let's move on. Yeah, we get it. Okay. Now that you know the basics, here are, in my opinion, the most terrifying reports of encounters with the Men in Black. The first ever recorded experience with the Men in Black came from Harold Dahl in June 1947. Dahl was out on his boat in the Puget Sound, where he claimed he saw 6 giant donut-shaped objects in the sky. One of the objects fell apart, spilling debris that killed his dog and injured his son. He took photos of the debris, but said they were later fogged over by a man in black who told him to not speak of the incident. Now, those were graphics that I made back in the day. Those weren't from ILM or AT&T Movie Studio. Believe it or not, I actually made that UFO fold. Only using this MacBook. So, I know, it's
pretty impressive.
I try to be modest, but for that one, no.
This is probably, I'll get into that. I'd like to say, I think the reason that I maybe have a bit of an axe to grind with the
You always
Man
have an
Group.
axe to grind.
I went to see the Blue Man Group, and they got applesauce on my shirt. You know they like throw applesauce.
I think you're getting a little bit lost
They
in the
ruined
sauce.
my
I think
shirt.
you're getting a little bit lost in the sauce.
I was in the first row without ponchos.
All right, you know what? You have 15 seconds. Air every grievance you have out about the Blue Man Group, man. We're moving on.
But not even gonna take that long. They ruined my shirt, and that's it. Okay. So this man's dog was killed.
Yes, his poor
his
pooch
son
was smashed with pancakes
His
by
son was
a
just
UFO.
vaguely injured.
Yeah. What do you seem disappointed by that? Did you want the son to be?
I'd like a little description. I'd like.
Oh, okay. I meant like by the outcome. You were like, oh, aliens went 1 for 2.
Well, if this. I mean, you know, I'm saying if this man came up to me and said, you know, hey, I need help. A UFO. I saw 6 of them. They look like donuts.
So every man that comes up to you for help talks like he's a non-player character in a video game.
That's right.
His hands over his head, like he's on fire.
He said, a UFO killed my dog, and my son is injured. You're like, well, what happened? Is he okay? Well, he's injured. Well, I'll get you help, but what's going on? He's just injured.
What are you getting at here?
I'd like some specifics. It sounds like a made-up story.
I don't think people care about the specifics when there's 6 UFOs in the sky. I mean, there's a
You have
dead
enough
dog.
time to count the UFOs. Say, what?
Yes, you have enough time to count the UFOs.
Well, now that one killed my dog.
I think we can all agree that if there were a fleet of UFOs that went over DC right now, we'd all be like, yeah, there are like 3 or 4 of them. It's the first thing you would do is say how many of them are. Like, no, you don't look like you agree with me.
I don't know if I'd count. Probably. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. I mean, this guy. I mean, it's possible he just killed his dog and injured his son. He was. All right. I said it's possible. He didn't do that. I don't know who this. Wait, does he even have a name?
Yeah, Harold Dahl was the first sentence.
Well, he didn't do that.
So I'm glad that you padded this story of a dead dog with, oh, yeah, he probably did that.
Anyone could kill their dog and injure their son.
Also, you don't need to make up a story for a dead dog. There's no dead dog police
On a lake?
around.
But on a lake? You do need to make up a story for a dead dog on a lake.
So you think deputy dogs that come down and say, I hear you killed one of my hounds, they're not gonna send the FBI.
How does a dog die on a boat?
No one's gonna know.
What, a dog, sure, it's out in the backyard, gets, bit by a coyote, but the only way a dog can die on a boat, one, okay, maybe there's a couple, because they're big enough. He could open up like a tackle box and swallow a loop.
I'm gonna cut you off right there because it doesn't matter, because there's no paper trail. The dog's not on Twitter, it's not active on social media. The dog's mom isn't gonna call and be like, I called you and left several voicemails, I don't know where this dog's at. I mean, it's just gone. I mean, I love dogs, but
I do too.
So I don't understand the fascination here. We're gonna move on.
Just something to think about.
It's not. All right. Cool.
We got to the meat of some stuff here. It was good.
In 1967, Robert Richardson reported that he collided with a UFO while driving at night in Toledo, Ohio. On impact, the object vanished. Richardson took a small lump of metal that he believed was from the UFO. A week later, Richardson said he was visited by two men in black suits. He said the two men asked for the piece of metal from the site, but when Richardson informed them that he had turned it over for testing, they threatened him, stating, quote, if you want your wife to stay as pretty as she is, then you better get the metal back, end quote. Richardson never heard from the men again and still has no idea how they knew about the metal.
It's pretty weird. It's a weird threat.
Yeah, I mean, it's scary. It's scary.
I don't understand what they're getting at.
Well, I think they're gonna kill the wife. That's what I gathered from it.
It's just a weird way to bring in, attractiveness is all sort of relative. I'd be like, oh, you think my wife's pretty?
Thanks, bro.
Thanks, dude. She's a lovely lady. What are you saying? You're gonna steal her makeup?
Well, I thought you were gonna go to why don't you stop hitting on my wife? Sirs.
You wanna go?
You wanna go, bro? I got metal in the back. I'm picking it up on the crash site. I'll back you in. I think something to focus on there. This is just a suggestion. Maybe the two men in black that looked exactly the same and made a threat.
Yeah.
We don't have to go into the contents of the threat.
Yeah.
But they knew about this accident. And you want to say anything about that?
I just feel like if you're gonna threaten someone, just be upfront. Be like, hey, get rid of this. We'll kill you. I mean, you're already looking. You got a couple weird little beheaded Voldemorts showing up.
Yeah.
People aren't gonna believe you in the first place. Why not just say, hey, by the way, we'll fucking kill you. What's the harm there? Be explicit.
Okay, you know what? Let's just come at this from a different angle. How about that?
Sure.
Would you take the metal back from the crash site? Yeah. A lot of yeahs, really? Let's give a round of applause for yeah. Bad move. You crash into a UFO, your first thought is, let me get my little digits on that? You wouldn't be thinking like, oh, my hand may disintegrate if I touch the metal or something like that.
No, I'd take it.
Pixar didn't happen? That's true. If I did crash into a UFO, I guess I would jump on IG Live and be like, whoa, dude! UFO behind me! Check out this metal!
You know what?
My wife's pretty.
This also... My wife's so pretty. She's so pretty, guys told me so. So let's say, not accusing anyone of anything, let's say you're out there driving recklessly for one reason or another.
I see what you're going for.
Through Ohio, because that's the only fun you can have there, I guess. Oh boy, we've been to Ohio a lot.
We don't need to talk about that. Ohio's a lovely city that has a lot to offer. Unfortunately, whatever. Yeah, you know what I meant. Here's the thing. I was trying to make a beautiful sentiment about a city, and all the grammar police, not the grammar police or whatever. You know what I meant. You know what I meant.
Fact police, knowledge police, common knowledge police.
We just didn't happen to go to some of the lovelier parts. Every location has its things you don't wanna you wouldn't call home about.
Agreed. what I'm saying though.
I mean, I'm at a very aggressive stance right now, and I don't know how to come back from this energy. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna
holster it, and breathe. If you were driving recklessly and you got in an accident, yes, you gotta come home, explain to your family, like, you know. One, you say, yes, it was a UFO. And they say, what? And you say, I got this special piece of metal, trust me, it was a UFO. Then furthermore, other people start asking questions. Easy way out, well, some men showed up and they took everything. And they told me not to talk about it, so that's that. That's it.
They also left you these flowers, too.
Yeah. They asked for your number.
No, he says, call me. Okay, that's fair enough. I don't think he did that. But, you know, I think sometimes the go-to when anyone sees something paranormal or supernatural, the first notion is that they're lying or they're covering something up. But, you know, for once, maybe we could just believe a guy saw a funny little thing and then told a tale. That was true. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moving along.
Good. I'd like to.
Okay.
Good. I'm gonna. Okay. In 1968, Jack Robinson, a UFO researcher, and his wife Mary were terrorized by a man in black that would stand across the street from their apartment building in New Jersey. They reported their apartment appeared to be rummaged through, and after seeing the strange man for 3 days in a row, their friend Timothy Green Beckley decided to get a closer look and managed to snap a picture. This is a rare instance of a reported MIB caught on camera.
Yeah, those people are nuts. This is, if any one of your friends came to you and said, like, you'll never believe this, I saw a unicorn over the weekend, you'd be like, tell me more. But if you had a friend who was obsessed with unicorns and was like, I'm gonna find one day, and he came to you and said, I saw a unicorn this weekend, you'd be like, okay.
I actually think I will say I'm a little bit more on your side in this one.
Yeah.
Just because I think you could substitute the unicorn in that story, and if a friend came up to me, if you came up to me, or better yet, if I came up to you,
Sure.
and I said, I have a picture of a man in black, and
It's
I have
a guy on the street.
and you're like, this is a man walking out of Men's Warehouse. You're insane. How long did you follow this man? 10 months.
This is the cover of GQ.
I staked out his house exhaustively for weeks. I haven't slept.
You know, some guy was just outside smoking a cigarette, and this guy was in his apartment like, Mary, he's back!
Could you imagine, like, this guy? He's out and smoking a cigarette on his stoop, and he hears, like, just, like, heavy breathing coming from, like, to his right. Just a guy with a camera, like, yes! I finally have him! I've got you now! Weird.
Yeah.
We can look at the picture again.
Please. Just a man. It's just a man. He looks a little bit like Alfred Hitchcock.
He actually looks like he's noticing someone's taking a picture of him, but not in like a, oh, they got me kind of way, but like a...
Yeah. What are you doing?
Wait, this picture's in the Mothman Museum?
We didn't expect. I do encourage everyone to go to...
Everyone should go to that Mothman Museum.
You see the statue? That ass.
That man is, or whatever the heck
Who's this? What?
That Mothman.
Yeah.
No stranger to the gym.
Oh.
Those are some sculpted glutes.
Yeah.
Glutes. So much. I actually mispronounced glutes as I said it because I was fixated on those buns. All right, we should. This is going into a weird territory. I think we can all agree about that. Maybe we should move on. Yeah. The next encounters are a little more bizarre and offer much stranger implications. On September 11th, 1976, Dr. Herbert Hopkins, a doctor living in Maine, was studying a UFO incident when he reportedly got a phone call from a man who identified himself as a representative of a New Jersey UFO organization. The man asked if Dr. Hopkins was alone and if they could review research. Dr. Hopkins agreed, and by the time he hung up the phone and turned the lights on outside, Hopkins claimed the man was was somehow already coming up the stairs to his door. Hopkins' description of the man is the most horrifying yet. The man wore a neatly tailored black suit, was bald with no eyebrows or eyelashes, and had smooth, dead white plastic skin like a doll. His lips were ruby red, and his speech was expressionless and white as he rolled into the sheet. That was extremely tough to get through. It was just a creepy thing. Like when I was editing this back in the day, I was like, "Who is this? So scary." And now hearing it live, all you guys just giggling.
The visuals as well.
The visuals, it's like, and also that
he
last
has a very funny face.
That last picture, he's kind of like, he's like Hogan. It's strange.
I'm surprised more people don't go as that for Halloween, because I suddenly want to now. Shave my eyebrows and like a pair of big red wax lips.
Just get some of those candy, the candy red lips you get at like an old school candy store.
I gotta say, having visited Maine, this feels pretty commonplace.
What? Wait, what's commonplace? The appearance of the man, or people coming uninvited?
Well, people always talk like I think Florida's like the go-to. Like those people in Florida are crazy. Sorry, but Maine they're up to something up there. They're not right. They're lovely people. But I don't know what's happening right now out there.
You have several axes to grind, it seems like.
I do.
This is a place where we talk about aliens, not for you to air out your personal grievances.
It's okay. I just look, Maine has lovely fudge. I'll say that. There, it's balanced. They have lovely fudge. They're all insane.
I'm just saying, maybe give it a break. You come up here looking like Steve Harrington in a turtleneck. And you start talking about Ohio and Maine.
Very sweet of you.
Not a compliment. Not a compliment.
You fooled me.
Anyways, nothing from Voldemort here.
No, I don't know. Voldemort's very funny. He's my favorite.
I mean,
character.
wait. I just want to go back to the boat. Can we go back to the?
Imagine if Voldemort in the movies looked exactly like that.
And here's the thing.
Now I want someone. I mean, I'm good at editing. I'm gonna break apart those scenes, and every time Ray Fiennes shows up, I'm just gonna put that in front of him. Be like,
Only I can live forever. I think this is obviously a very funny image. We could all agree upon that. However, if you were to imagine this live action, Disney-fy it, and this would be quite scary. If you saw this man at a 7-Eleven, you'd drop your Slurpee immediately and run to your car. Or if you're Shane, you'd go up to him and go, oh, Slurpees, huh?
you know what? He kind of looks like John Krasinski. You see that?
No, I don't see that.
If you cover the top.
He kind of looks like you, actually.
Is that helping?
No. All right, let's move on here.
Okay.
I'm gonna go past. Oh, we gotta look at it for a little bit more. The man told Hopkins to take out a coin and said, quote, "Watch the coin." Hopkins claims it started to develop a silver color instead of copper, and then the silver became bluish, and the penny was getting quite fuzzy, out of focus, blurred, and then it simply was gone. It slowly dematerialized. Oh boy, trying to catch that. After that, Hopkins said the man ordered him to destroy his UFO research.
It's obviously insane.
First off, Hopkins was a doctor. He was an accredited man.
Yeah. In Maine. Who is that?
I heard in Maine from the audience.
In Maine. Obviously.
Is this a big thing? I didn't realize Maine
mean
had
anything because they're just operating on raccoons.
Stephen King effect.
Stephen King effect.
Oh, Stephen King, yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah, he's from up there.
Oh, yeah, there was a funny little clown creating a ruckus in Derry, Maine, right? Is Derry a real place? God, I wish it was. I'd love to see.
What they need to do is send a little Pennywise out to these people and be like, I just saw some aliens.
See that funny little clown dance he does? Did that take anybody else out of the movie? Immediately I started cackling.
I like when my favorite thing in all of them is in the first one when he starts talking about popcorn, he's like, pop, 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 pop.
he was like, yeah, the drooling thing.
I'll tell you, if I saw that clown in a sewer and he offered me some popcorn, I'd be like,
looks like it's dead for me. I do love popcorn.
You smell the popcorn.
I do.
He'd take a bite out of my arm and be like, where's the popcorn?
I'm bleeding out, man. I only have a limited amount of time. Give me those kernels.
All right, let's move on. What are we talking about? We got a coin trick. I'd like to talk about the coin trick.
Okay, talk about the coin trick really quick.
It's nuts. I'm imagining this man just being like, watch the coin.
I swear. Hold on.
Set up his
Let's start over. Let's start over.
Watch. Hang on. Turns around.
Shit.
Okay. What? Watch the coin. Is it just a bad David Blaine?
That guy kind of did look like David.
It's got a mind freak vibe to him.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, David.
But he would probably say more like, watch the coin. It's David Blaine. That guy is always fighting heavy sedatives. The sleepiest man I've ever seen in my entire life. Anyways, let's move on here. Yeah. There's the house.
There's the house.
This next encounter. Uh-oh.
Left a long one.
This next encounter is what someone you probably know. Dan Aykroyd. In January 2002, Dan sold a TV show called Out There to the Sci-Fi Network that would break serious ground on a wide range of topics in the alien media landscape. In the middle of conducting further interviews for the show, Dan stepped outside for a break where he reported seeing a black Ford sedan appear suddenly across the street. One man in black got out of the car, one of which gave Dan a dirty look. Dan said he looked away for a brief second, and when he turned back, the car was gone. Dan claims the car vanished within a second, a fact that would be impossible. 2 hours after the car disappeared, Dan was given bad news from the producers of the show. Dan said, "We were told we were not to continue taping, and the show was canceled, and none of them would air." Poor Dan.
Sounds like a tough break for Dan, and it sounds like he's...
I think Dan's doing all right.
Well, I mean, he is a Ghostbuster. He was in Crossroads.
He's selling vodka?
He's selling vodka.
Man, where is he on the celebrity spirit ladder? Like, because every celebrity has a spirit. Like an actual spirit, but like a alcohol.
You want to hear something wild? Ryan just keeps talking about how much he wants to try Ryan Reynolds.
Aviation gin.
I gotta try Ryan Reynolds.
Why are we plugging Ryan Reynolds right now?
I'm saying it's funny to me.
It's a fun story.
I gotta know what his vodka.
Well, he tried it at the. 5 seconds.
No, we don't.
5 seconds. He tried it at the airport. Was like really good. I'll buy the company, and that's what he did. If he didn't buy a bottle, he bought the company. I obviously, we don't need to talk about it.
I don't trust Dan Aykroyd as far as I can throw him, and I can't throw him very far. This may not be true, but I feel like it is. I think when he wrote Ghostbusters, he was like, he believed all of that. He was like,
it was a documentary?
I've met Slimer. Slimer's real, and I'm writing a movie about him.
Who's crazier, me or Dan Aykroyd? To you. I'm a little offended it took you this long.
You know what? I gotta give it to Dan. I'm gonna give it to Dan.
Okay. Tepid response. Tepid. All right. Well, let's chew on. Let's let that marinate in the background.
Marinate on
to the last little case here.
Simmer on Aykroyd.
Here we go. But I saved the best encounter for last. On October 14th, 2008, hotel manager Shane Sobar reported seeing a large triangular UFO outside his hotel while standing with the hotel security guard. A group called the Aerial Phenomenon Investigations Team looked into the incident. They reported that a couple weeks later, according to 3 other witnesses, 2 unidentified men in black visited the hotel, terrified the hotel staff, and were looking for Shane Sobar and the hotel security guard, who were luckily not there at the time. And when Sobar reviewed the security footage, he discovered that the camera had caught 2 men on tape. What we're about to watch is that footage.
This other guy.
Sobar reported that witnesses described the men as tall, with black suits, black hats, identical faces, extremely pale skin, no eyebrows, no eyelashes, and abnormally large eyes. A woman who spoke with them claimed she felt they knew what she was thinking. Is this video proof that the MIB exists, or is this video simply an internet hoax?
I mean, you want to talk Dan Aykroyd. You got a couple of Blues Brothers right there.
A Blues Brothers reference.
I never saw that third guy in the little
The valet guy?
there. Yeah, I wish there were audio on this because I bet you $1,000 he said, "Excuse me." That's what I'd say if I saw those two guys.
Or he was just like,